It's like he's in no rush. He's playing the matador in there at the moment.
Oh!
Bludgeoned him with a huge right uppercut. White is down, and I'm not sure he's getting up from that.
This is...
Hey Heavy Jabs viewers, welcome back to the channel. First things first, give that like a knockout punch, jab the subscribe button, and ring the bell so you don't miss any of our ringside breakdowns or satirical swings at the heavyweight circus. It's Heavy Jabs, where the only thing heavier than the gloves is the irony. Today we're doing something most pundits won't, exposing the hidden weaknesses in Dillian Whyte and Moses Itauma as they prepare to face off in one of the most hyped, most meme-ready dust-ups in Saudi Arabia. But let's not sugarcoat it. This isn't just a clash of generations. It's a collision of vulnerabilities. And believe me, both fighters' closets rattle with skeletons loud enough to drown out a sold-out arena. Let's lace up with Dillian, the body snatcher Whyte, the heavyweight veteran whose greatest hits are mostly delivered to his own chin. Yes, you heard that right. If there's one thing more predictable than a British summer, it's Whyte eating an uppercut like it's his 5 a day. Opponents from Joshua to Povetkin and Fury have worked out that if you want to turn Whyte's lights out, just aim for the roof. He'll oblige faster than a bouncer checking your ID at closing time. And it's not just his jaw that's suspect. Stamina has become Whyte's personal boogeyman. If Whyte's cardio was a mobile phone battery, it would be permanently stuck at 9%. 5 rounds in, and he moves like the Wi-Fi's cut out, ghosting combos, wheezing through his guard, and looking for the nearest armchair. Speaking of which, speed has never been his thing. Hands and feet move like he's got concrete in his boots, making him the undisputed slow-motion champion, a title no one else even wants. Now, let's talk about defense, the kind most boxers work on, and Whyte seems to forget every few rounds. He's got a solid jab, sure, but the jab sometimes comes with a free ticket for counter shots, as Dillian frequently overextends, admires his own work, then drops his guard mid-ring like he's inviting disaster. He's vulnerable in exchanges, especially when he commits to body shots and forgets about what's coming up top. So it's a game of surprise, here's an uppercut, almost every time. If you want a textbook example of admire your own jab, pay the price, look no further than Whyte's highlight reels, which double as low-light reels for anyone interested in defensive lapses. And let's not forget, since the Fury fight, his career's been a roller coaster. Drug tests, canceled bouts, mixed performances, and enough veteran dirty tricks to fill an entire season of reality TV. Sure, he's experienced, able to use inside tactics like culling heads down or leaning with the forearms, but these tricks only work if his aging footwork can get him there. Facing a skilled southpaw like Itauma, good luck. A final note on Whyte's psychology. When he gets tagged, his first instinct isn't defense, it's to go full kamikaze, trading bombs in wild exchanges. Against a heavy puncher like Itauma, that's not clever boxing. It's a recipe for disaster, with a side of early round embarrassment. Now, let's flip the script to Moses Itauma, the British prospect everyone's calling the next big thing. Although to be fair, the last few next big things in boxing ended up as trending hashtags and little else. Itauma's record is shiny, but let's be real. His biggest wins are over opponents who were selected as skillfully as reality TV contestants, weak matchmaking designed to pad stats and cover flaws. That, Heavy Jabs fans, is purposeful matchmaking, not the stuff of legends. Here's the hidden truth. Itauma, for all his highlight reel knockouts, has never had to swim in the deep end. Most of his fights end in the first or second round, which is another way of saying there's no evidence he can fight through adversity. No one knows if he can take a shot from Whyte, much less survive a crisis. It's easy to look world-class when no one's ever tested your chin or dragged you to round 8 with the sweat stinging your eyes. Let's get psychological. Itauma, like his brother Carol, gets skittish when the pressure's on. Rewind the tape to his amateur clash with Stelios Rulias, and you'll see nerves, tentative footwork, and a tendency to potshot before running away. In other words, he's been protected. Fans and critics alike point out he's maneuvered around true tests. Fighters like Parker, Cabiel, Bakole, and Jalalov never got a chance at him. Why? Because his team knows wrapping Itauma in bubble wrap is easier than watching flaws get dragged into the light. Promoters are desperate for a new hero, and Moses is the mold. Big, strong, impressive on paper, but still a question mark under fire. Technically, Itauma is a monster southpaw, speed, timing, power. But being fast and powerful doesn't mean being flawless. His tendency to move back in straight lines is riskier than browsing conspiracy forums at work. Against a veteran like Whyte, who'll be looking for those moments to corner him and unleash hooks, Itauma's reliance on quick footwork could backfire. And let's not ignore the mental side. The biggest risk for Itauma is mental toughness. When faced with real adversity, not the kind found in training camps or against has-beens, can he weather the storm? No evidence, yet. Here's where it gets comical. Whyte is being written off as cannon fodder by the media and fans, many of whom have the attention span of a ring announcer reading scorecards. But the joke's on everyone. Whyte is precisely the opponent designed to expose whether Itauma is gold or fool's gold. Never mind the bookies, who peg Itauma as a runaway favorite. If Whyte can survive the early rounds and drag the kid into deeper waters, it's a chess match, and Itauma may discover blitz fails against stubborn pawns. Let's get tactical. Whyte, with all his dirty tricks and dogged tenacity, has an arsenal of punches that can ruin dreams, especially if Itauma starts believing his own hype and drops his hands after landing showy combos. Whyte loves to trade, but that only works if he can set traps. Get Itauma settling at mid-range or on the ropes. If Itauma ignores the pressure and keeps moving backward or tries to punch while retreating, there's a real chance he could taste the canvas. But here comes the punchline. For Whyte to capitalize, he needs foot speed, stamina, and discipline. 3 things easier said than done after a tough career and dodgy knees. If Itauma is truly the future world beater, as his fans want us to believe, he'll need more than highlight reel knockouts and Instagram bravado. Whyte may not have the youthful zip, but he's the gatekeeper to reality for every prospect. Exploiting Itauma's nerves and untested chin is his only ticket. Conversely, is Itauma ends it early. Again, he's just delayed the day of reckoning. In summary, heavy jabs viewers, both men are heading into this bout with bags of potential and truckloads of baggage. Dillian Whyte's hidden weaknesses, suspect chin, stamina issues, slow speed, defensive lapses, wild exchanges, and a penchant for admiring his own work, sometimes until it's too late. Moses Itauma's hidden weaknesses, untested chin, protected matchmaking, straight line retreat, mental toughness under pressure, and no proof he can handle the deep rounds or bounce back from adversity. This isn't just a fight, it's a showdown to see whose flaws get exposed in front of the world. So, next time someone tells you the hype is real, just remember, in boxing and on heavy jabs, the only thing more real than hype is what's hiding in the shadows. Make sure to jab that like button, subscribe for more gleefully cynical boxing commentary, and let us know in the comments, which weakness will crumble first, the body snatcher's defense or the prospect's nerves? Stay sharp, stay savage, and keep watching Heavy Jabs, where we pull no punches, unless Whyte's ducking.